the reason I was right is because Davis is too complete a fighter, too well-rounded, two-dimensional, but too experienced, and he's matured. Davis, for his, he could be a knucklehead, but and has been a knucklehead. This beyond a knucklehead, terrible some of this stuff. But he has matured, and he's matured in the ring. He's matured in the ring, where he's fought guys where he's gotten answers back. This guy never fought anywhere one way he got answers back, where questions are asked and answers are given about who you are, what you can do, what you can expect. When one thing doesn't work, like your power. This kid never got to that point, and he never got developed to that point with the people around him, and he never had a good fight plan going into this fight. It was all about power, being aggressive, being a man, being the talker like he was outside the ring, going and being a bully. And you know what? The bully got bullied. That's the problem with being a bully. You don't want to really be a bully. Because the bullies get bullied, because there's a weakness of being a bully, because you only depend on scaring guys, intimidating guys, and hurting guys. But when you can't do that to a guy, what do you got? What do you got? You got nothing. You got nothing. And Tank is the complete fighter where he's got power, but if the power ain't working, he's got other things too. He's got his ability to counter, his ability to use his legs, his ability to move in pot shot, his belief that he's got more than just power. It does come down to your belief. What's inside, what's internally inside you, what you believe, like Michael Jordan, the great Michael Jordan. He had great ability, but he believed. He believed. He knew he could depend on himself, and he could. He got those answers. He understood that. And in this fight, that was what I was dependent on when I was saying, hey, go to my bookie and throw it down if you want on Romero. Against Romero on, on Davis to beat Romero. Because, again, he didn't have the answers for himself, knowing. So what did he do? He fought, I thought, a stupid fight. He goes in, but don't he fight, he knew how to fight. He goes in there. One thing he did good, he used his long jab to come behind the long jab, and he made it hard for Davis to negotiate distance, to get in close without taking a risk, without going through a bad neighborhood and getting mugged. So he did that pretty well. And he was winning early rounds because of that. But Davis, he was winning the battles, but Davis knew he was going to win the war. There was no doubt because of what I just finished describing. With the experience that he has, the understanding that he has. Davis knew there was only one guy winning this war. And he knew what he had to do. That Romero only felt confident if he was coming forward, if he was throwing big, hard punches. But he didn't know how to feel confident and in charge other ways because he never had to. He never got those answers. He never went there before. He had lost 3 fights earlier. I watched him against Marinas. What was it? Marinas? I believe Jackson Marinas.
Yep.
3 fights before that. And I said it when we were breaking this fight down and I was picking Davis to knock him out. I said he's already lost. He got a gift, but he already lost. He should have lost that fight to Marinas. It wasn't fair. It wasn't right. But obviously, he didn't learn what he had to learn. And in that fight, he was the same thing. Just coming forward, throwing big bombs, but none of the intricacies of the sweet science. And again, internally, he only felt in charge if he could be moving forward, throwing big. Once that couldn't happen no more, he got desperate. He got over. Tank played him like a fiddle. He knew that he would be looking for the big shot. First of all, this is what Tank did. Early on, he knew that he couldn't get close to him without taking a risk. So what did Tank do? He showed his other dimensions. He started using his legs, moving around, pot shot beautifully. And pot shot and finding, look kind of like the old janitors. Do you remember the old janitors, Ken, where they had that big giant key ring and it had about 1,000 keys on it, and it was for all the different rooms, in the school, in the building, in the apartment building, the projects that he was the soup of, that he had to find one of those keys. That's what that's what the great fighters do. They're janitors sometimes with that giant key ring. They look for the right key to get in the door. The right key to get in the door. And that's what he was doing. He was moving around, moving all over the place, pot-shotting, and looking for the right key to get in safely. And these, man, why am I going to, I say what I believe. Why am I going to mince my words now? These idiots in the corner were telling Romero, who didn't know any better, but they're supposed to know better, Ken. They're telling him, oh, he's afraid of you. Look the way he's running. You're effing him up. I'm not going to use the word because I don't curse here on the show. I don't think we need to do that, so I don't. I know you're allowed to if you want, but you're effing him up. What do you think he's running for? Why do you think he's running? He's scared of you. No, imbecile. I'll tell you why he's moving. He's not running. He's actually moving, looking for an opportunity. It's like that movie, Taken. You remember that movie, Taken, with Liam Neeson?
Yep.
Now, that was a pretty good action movie. And remember when they kidnapped his daughter, and he's on the phone with them, with the kidnappers, and he tells them, look, if you let my daughter go right now, he said, I'll let you live. And they're laughing. He goes, if you don't let my daughter go, I will use the skills that I've acquired over many years in my business, the skills that I've learned, that I've acquired. I will use those skills to track you down, find you, and kill you. Well, you know what? You moron in the corner was saying, look where he's running. No, he was using his skills that he's acquired, Tank was, that he's acquired over the years of boxing, of being in real fights, to find a way to get to you, to track you down, and then to kill you. Not kill you, but knock you out, to destroy you. That's what he was doing. And that's what's beautiful about the sweet science. If you understand what the freak you're watching, he was doing it. He was using a way he needed to use until he could get to him a different way. He wasn't running away. He was setting this guy up. He was being smart. And he knew that this guy wanted to land a big shot. So he kept him off balance. And then he got him into a situation where he set a beautiful trap, just like the spider does with the beetle. He invited him into the web, and then he just bang, and he put the web on him.
It's almost better than a first round destruction where it's just a one-sided beatdown. It like Tank basically outboxed him, set him up like you said, just set traps, got him moving, had him working, walked him right into it, and then just knocked him out cold. It was crazy. It was boxing 101.
Yeah, it really was the sweet science 101. And it was showing you, how to set traps, how to counter punches, the real science behind it, how it's done, where he took a step back. He knew this guy he knew that he could talk him into throwing a big, stupid punch. So what did he do? He took a step back, Tank, right? He's a southpaw. He took a step back. His power hand is the backhand, the left hand. He took a step back, and sure enough, he got Romero to chuck a big right hand, being desperate, trying to land that punch, not knowing any better, so to speak. He falls in, bang! Hits him with a left hand, and it's good night, buddy. And it was really similar. And we put this up on our YouTube page, on our podcast channel, up on my
Twitter,
Instagram, and Twitter. Can't believe I tweet. I put it up there where I came up with a couple that was similar, and Rob's got it up again for us. There was similar knockouts. It was ones where Mayweather knocking out Hatton, Pacquiao actually knocking out Hatton, and then maybe the best one is Marquez knocking out the great Pacquiao.
What a knockout that was.
Yeah, where those traps were set up. And again, it was the sweet science.